Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Shinrin Yoku, and Yurt Life, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, February 15th, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Iran just claimed Antarctica. Can you believe that? Defying all global treaties. And there is fraud and deception. Plastic companies lied about recycling. Can you believe that? Keep calm. It's boom time. Fast-moving winter storms to impact travel in the Great Lakes Northeast as more snow piles up. Now, the first storm impacted portions of the northern plains and upper Midwest, including Minneapolis on Wednesday. The Twin Cities picked up nearly as much snow on Valentine's Day as they had previously received all winter. Good news there. Snow forecast, winter weather coming for New York City once again and New Jersey on Saturday. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al says he's in Jersey right now and he's, well, school closings in central New York. Some districts announced cancellations after school activities as snow approaches. And here is the snow forecast for the Northeast through Sunday, which will be a fun day for areas near Syracuse with up to 18 to 24 inches of snow in certain regions that are lake effect. Take a look. We have the gamut. There will be snow all the way across the Delmarva, all of South Jersey, and all of the Northeast, just like in olden times. Here's the full forecast. Heavy rain and high elevation snow in the west. Snowfall in the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Two storm systems will bring locally heavy rain near the coast of the Pacific Northwest and heavy high elevation snowfall into the intermontane west through the weekend. Good news. A fast-moving Clipper-type storm will bring accumulating snow across the Great Lakes today and into New England tonight and into Friday morning. And that is a blessing. Let's take a look at the GFS model, shall we? Here we are over at the GFS model, and we'll just move it through day by day for your pleasure. You can see the system affecting the Northeast right now with snow and rain, snow in blue and rain in green, as well as another system moving into the Pacific Northwest. This is Friday morning as it moves through the day. And you can see another system developing in the Northeast this weekend. This is Saturday, and it's going to quickly move off the shore while another system comes into the Pacific Northwest on Sunday, which will be a fun day. And by Monday morning, that's when the next atmospheric river smashes into California, bringing heavy rain, snow, and, well, maybe some severe weather there to the Sierras. Let's take a look at the total snowfall, and it's looking epic for February. Here is the 16th through the 17th. That's the first system moving through the Northeast, also bringing snow to the west. And then we have the 18th and the 19th. Another system moving into the Pacific Northwest is going to dump heavy totals onto the Sierras Monday into Tuesday. Could be 4 to 6 feet in many areas by Wednesday morning. Take a look at that. And hopefully that system will move through the Four Corners region, give us a little precipitation as it moves east and adds more insult to injury to the Pacific Northwest. February as a whole is looking good for snow totals in the west. Take a look at that. And, well, March is our biggest snowfall season in our region, so we're crossing our fingers for good news from El Nino. Seismic update. Several quakes of note. We had a 5.1 in Loreto, Mexico at 10 kilometers of depth. I'm sure many people were rumbled by that. A 5.0 in Itogawa, Japan, as well as in landlocked China earthquake, 5.0 at 10 kilometers, affecting people in that region. Overall, very few quakes of note, just moderate activity worldwide. As we take a quick look over at Iceland and the peninsula, low-level activity, some activity now kicking off on the ridge itself, which is out in the ocean, and that could be indicative of more magma flow into the system. Bad news, as this inflation continues, seismicity stays low, but this volcanic eruption may last for decades, if not centuries, according to historical records. Worldwide volcano news update. Ibu volcano, occasional strong explosions continue, and they're beautiful. Take a look at this. Sakurajima. Vigorous explosions created glowing lava bombs and lightning today, as it typically does, due to the ionization effect from that outflow. It's quite spectacular. Santo Vito to 13,000. What else do we have today? Swanos Hema puffing and passing to just 4,000 feet. Dukono to 8,000. Semaru, 14,000 feet. Popo to 19. Fuego to 16. And looks like pretty normal activity worldwide. Nothing spectacular or for the record books. Good news. Space weather news, nothing spectacular either, as we are still at solar max. Just came off a flurry of several days of solar activity, which developed into nothing burgers as far as geomagnetic activity. Global D-layer absorption reacting right now, as there is low-level flaring going on. We did have an M flare earlier today, but it is the backside that's the big story. And let's just run this movie. Multiple high-energy coronal mass ejections have been observed the past 4 days off the far side of the sun, and we've shared a few of those with you. On February 12th, an eruption beyond the southwest limb was observed and was responsible for another uptick in particle levels passing Earth. Now, in the video below, both on February 14th and today, February 15th, 2 more energetic eruptions of plasma were observed in LASCO imagery. Also notice the video courtesy of SDO right here, the wave of plasma leaving the blast site beyond the southern limb. It is possible that one or more of these eruptions may have been caused by a flare activity around the old AR 3575. So we will keep a close eye on that as it reemerges around the limb. 3-day geomagnetic forecast is quiet at KP2 all the way through. Who knew? Now you do. Here is GOES X-ray flux to show you that M flare earlier today and the low-level activity at solar max. Now, scientists identify water molecules on an asteroid for the first time. This paper coming out just days ago, using data from the retired Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, or SOFIA, a joint project of NASA and the German Space Agency at DLR. Southwest Research Institute scientists have discovered for the first time water molecules on the surface of an asteroid. Yeah, not a comet. So most comets are dry, but now we're finding water on asteroids. What an oxymoron. But I do digress. All of the links will be below. Titan, we're all waiting for the report when we get there of giant squids and octopi under the ice. But astrobiologists rule out life prospects on Saturn's largest moon. And that is an unfortunate thing. The only problem is, well, they may not have any idea what they're talking about. That's just my opinion. Earth's coral reefs are far bigger than we thought. Holy macaroni, this is the same as the graining of the Earth because of increased CO2. Nobody knew, and the mainstream won't tell anybody, and it's kept a secret. But increased CO2 means more food, more plants, and more trees. And at the same time, they've been lying to you about the coral reefs. I think last year, the Great Barrier Reef reached a peak in the largest it had ever been recorded. This is after a decade of fear-mongering about the Great Barrier Reef going dead. All lies. And now this coming from Science Alert. Earth's coral reefs are far bigger than we thought, according to satellite imagery. Yes, the world's coral reefs are close to 25% larger than we thought. How do you like them apples? By using satellite images, machine learning, and on-ground knowledge from global network of people living and working on the reefs, we found an extra 64,000 square kilometers or 24,700 square miles of coral reefs, an area the size of Ireland. Well, isn't that a St. Patrick's miracle? Fraud and deception up next. Plastic companies lied and recycling about recycling. Yeah, well, we've been reporting on this for years. And in case you didn't know, we've been revealing to you that most of the recycling gets thrown in either the landfill or gets shipped to third world countries where it gets dumped in their landfills. Here is a boy walking on plastic waste in Mumbai, India, just as an example. Now, a new report published research regarding the efficacy of plastic waste management, and the report is titled The Fraud of Plastic Recycling. You can imagine what it found, and what it did find is that, well, most of the plastic that we think we're recycling is a lie, and it's funded by the green movement and the oil and gas industry. How do you like them apples? Let's talk about some real science. Mappa Mundi, the greatest medieval map in the world. And if you take a glance at it, the first thing that will strike you is the word Tartaria everywhere. Yeah, because that was most of Northern Asia and Western Asia just a few hundred years ago. So it's not a conspiracy theory, it's a known fact. But there is also a known fact that the history is rewritten by the conquerors. And so it's now Russia. There's no such thing as Tartaria anymore. From a small island in the Venetian lagoon, a 15th century monk somehow designed an astonishingly accurate planisphere of the world. And this paper will reveal it to you if you so care to take a look. Go get it. Bad news coming in from Iran. It just claimed Antarctica ownership, defying global treaties, and preps for a military operation on the South Pole. Operation Iran Boom much? Announcements emphasize Iran's intention to raise its flag and conduct activities on Antarctica. Apparently, they heard about the Russian or the German base there and the aliens. That's my only guess. Now, Russia's pursuit of a space-based nuclear weapon is a lie. And in fact, if you look at the details of the documents that these people are actually looking at, it is a nuclear satellite, which means it's powered by a nuclear reactor. There are no nuclear weapons allowed in space. And this report is a fraud to scare the out of you. It's not based on reality. This is another psyop to keep you in fear because the COVID didn't work. Now, what I want to implore you all is to get out and explore the earth. It's called Shinrin-yoku. You don't have to go into the correct forest to do it. You can, in fact, go into the desert like Sago Canyon in Thompson Springs, Utah, and check out the rock art there, which dates back almost 10,000 years. And it's completely mind-blowing and spectacular. And I'm making it a point to make it here in the spring, ding, ding. Hopefully, some of you can join us. Hint. I was going to get into the Dutch Synths controversy, but we're going to do that on our show this weekend on Magnetic Reversal News and Revolution.radio, our radio show every noon, Mountain Time, Saturday, every day for almost a year now. We're going to be talking about the giant caldera in the Arctic Ocean, which resulted in a VEI-8 eruption 1.1 million years ago. Want to be one of the biggest eruptions in the Ice Age. Evidence of a catastrophic eruptive event up in the Arctic Circle. This caldera has been known through bathymetry since 1999, but I do digress. Dutch Synths claims that he spotted it just 8 years ago, and he found it. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. We love you. Be safe. And that's a boom. We're going to be at the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange March 30th and 31st in Moffett, Colorado. And join us at Revolution.radio Saturday noon Mountain Time for the discussion on Gackle Ridge.